Their appearance is like the appearance of horses. Their appearance is like the appearance of horses, and like swift steeds, so they run. If we go to Revelation 9, verse 1 says, Then the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fallen, meaning a fallen angel, from heaven to the earth. To him was given the key to the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose out of the pit like the smoke of a great furnace. So the sun and the earth were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. Then out of the smoke locusts came upon the earth, and to them was given power as the scorpions. So there are not locusts, there are not scorpions. They act as locusts, and they look in number as locusts when they come as a plague. But their power will be as that of the scorpion. It says, as the scorpions of the earth have power. They were commanded not to harm the grass of the earth, or any green thing, or any tree. So they are not actual insects. If they were, they would eat green things and grass of the earth. It says, but only those men who do not have the seal of Yahweh on their foreheads. The seal of the living Elohim mentioned in Revelation 7, and then in 14 when it says that the chosen few have the name of the Father and the Son on their foreheads, Yahweh and Yahushua. And they were not given authority to kill them, the people whom they are allowed to torment. They were not given authority to kill them, but to torment them for 5 months. Their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. So people won't die from this attack. They will be hurting or being tortured for 5 months. And then it says, in those days men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to die, and death will flee from them. I find it interesting, and I'm just going to make the mention of it. I'm not saying that it is exactly that, but you see how some people have mentioned how the virus could be seen as, the coronavirus, as a weapon used in a modern type of war. And of course, it can be something, it is, like an attack from China or something like that. But my point here is that the actual virus doesn't seem to be the I don't know how to, their actual goal seems to be what they are using to get to their goal, which is at the end the New World Order. But before that would be, for instance, right now to get everybody vaccinated. So just like the Illuminati normally uses, they create a problem to cause a reaction from the people, and then they give the solution to the people, and the people accept it because of the problem that they think happened or is happening. Because many times the media used by the Illuminati tells them what is the problem, a problem that either doesn't exist or doesn't affect them or whatever, but they put fear in the people regarding whatever problem they made up, so that they can bring a solution and people will accept it gladly. So they start with the solution. Pretty much they say, what do we want? That will be the solution that we will give them. So how can we bring that solution? For instance, let's cause the coronavirus, because we want to put something in them for easier, like to make easier the control of the world. And as some of you guys know, the vaccine that they are giving people has some things that I don't think we should let the government put in us. And Even though they are putting the vaccine, now they're saying that the virus has mutated and it's even worse, a lot worse than the one of last year. So that would also raise the question regarding, will that vaccine work? Like, I'm saying, for the people that actually believe that the vaccine works and is good for them, shouldn't they wonder if that vaccine will work for the other virus that is coming? And if so, if not, then why would you get it? Makes no sense. But people are so afraid that they just get it because they think it will save them. And my point with all of this is that it says that they are given power. Those who come out of the bottomless pit, they are given power like that of the scorpions. The scorpion puts something in the body that causes a lot of pain. People are getting those vaccines in order for them, according to their beliefs, not to die. Yet, what if what they end up getting? I'm not saying that it is this vaccine right now because we are not in the fifth trumpet yet. But what if the virus mutates in the next couple years so much, according to what they say, that makes them make a vaccine special for it that they give to the people, that actually gives them the ability not to die, but causes them so much pain by secondary effects that they actually seek death, but they just cannot die. Like it says here, when it says that they are given power as the scorpions, scorpions put the poison inside the body through what they have in their tails. And that will torture people for 5 months. And people will try to kill themselves, but they won't be able. So, just a thought, and I repeat, it's just a thought, like I said at the beginning. Just a couple connections there, but this could happen in many other ways. So it says they were not given authority to kill them, but to torment them for 5 months. The torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. In those days, men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to die, and death will flee from them. And that is amazing. And obviously, for those who do not believe in scriptures, will be unbelievable, literally. But it is what scripture says, and we can, well, try to imagine how, let's say somebody jumps from the top of a building and remains alive, all broken and in pain, but alive. And part of it has to do with the fact that death will come to earth on the fourth seal, and Sheol will follow it. So in a way, where will souls go now that the spirit that would bring them down to Sheol will be now on this reality, on earth? So people will try to kill themselves, but they won't die. But I continue, verse 7. The shape of the locusts was like horses prepared for battle. The shape of the locusts was like horses prepared for battle. So once again, we see that they are not locusts, they are not scorpions, they are not horses. We are just being told how they look like, or what they do, how is represented by these animals or insects. So going back to Yoel, I was reading that regarding how the locusts look like horses, because we were seeing here how the fact that the land is like the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, because they are as locusts. And then it says their appearance is like the appearance of horses. So we see that Yoel is prophesying hundreds of years before Messiah about the same thing that Yahushua was able to see after Messiah resurrected, when he was given the book of Revelation. So their appearance is like the appearance of horses, and like swift steeds, so they run. With a noise like chariots, over mountaintops they leap, like the noise of a flaming fire that devours the stubble. like a strong people set in battle array. It's interesting that it says like a strong people. So it kind of seems to mean that they are not people, even though they may look like people or act like people, but they are not people. Like a strong people set in battle array, like the noise of a flaming fire that devours the stubble. When it comes to the noise and all the parts also of Revelation, it could have to do with weapons that are being used nowadays for warfare that obviously were not even imagined back in the day when this was being written. So the noise that one would be able to hear in the middle of a battle nowadays would be a lot different and a lot louder than the one in a battle from back in the day. Well, that day. So that in a way could be explained easily through the type of weapons used nowadays for warfare, like the noise of a flaming fire that devours the stubble. Also, not only have they been genetically modifying people and even creating bodies or clones for war, but they are also creating technology for soldiers to use. For for instance, like there are many things that they are using, and I'm forgetting the word about this one, but it's like one thing that they get into is pretty much like a robot, and they get into it, and it helps them to run a lot faster. It helps them to pick up like cars and stuff like that, throw them, um, and a bunch of other things, kind of like RoboCop for 2000, well 2020 now. Uh, so they get into this type of robot thing that gives them a lot of abilities and power to go into war, and who knows when they will start using that in actual, uh, well, in the third war most likely. So a man inside one of those things would look a lot different than a human. So that's also a possibility why it would say these things regarding their look and the fact that they are like a strong people set in battle array. So perhaps it's something that they are wearing that helps them be so strong and win battles and, well, torture people.